This is very related to one study of cultures by Edward T. Hall in the 1970s. And he came up with the concepts and the terms of high context and low context cultures. And this is very related to our idea nowadays of the dichotomy or the differences between Eastern and Western cultures. In high context cultures, which are mostly Eastern cultures, he said that the context or the background is important in all situations and in all communication between members of that culture. Communication tends to be more indirect, and implicit messages in communication are seen as very important, and a large percentage of the communication is implicit. As we mentioned before, the relationship is seen as much more important than the task. On the other hand, we have low context cultures, as we see most Western cultures fit into this category. Again, in terms of communication, the context or background is seen as less important. So direct communication is very important because there's less shared history or less shared background between the people who are communicating. Explicit messages are important as they would prefer to avoid miscommunications or misunderstandings. And the task is seen as more important than maintaining a relationship. So we are going to think about this contrast, the ideas and the concepts of what is the East and what is the West. The ideas that we've spoken about have really come from theories that are, well, really becoming quite old theories. And as we saw in last week, cultures are dynamic. They change, they develop, and cultures often influence one another. So in the age of globalization, how do we really understand what is the East and what is the West? We're going to watch an interview, and I would like you to consider that question. What sets the East apart from the West?